It's the last episode of 2025, a terrible year, which is why we want to give you a special present to all of our Too Many Tabs listeners. This is not just a party, it's an after party, right, Mrs. P?
Yes, absolutely.
And what do we do in the after party?
We close the blinds, we take the phone off the hook, and we lay out all the comments that people have left under YouTube.
Yep.
And then we talk about them. We respond, maybe we tell a little bit of lore.
Yep.
We get pretty parasocial back here.
This is our parasocial Pearl Maniac podcast that is paywalled on our Patreon. But we're giving you a little taste for free because Mrs. P knew exactly what you all needed to close out this year, and that was to talk just a little bit more shit on Sydney Sweeney.
Absolutely.
And here we are, Mrs. P. We're going to do the after party, which you can typically only hear at...
Pearl Mania, Pearl Mania, Pearl Mania, Pearl Mania.
500.net. That's right. This is a free episode of the After Party. It is a fun thing we do every single week, typically audio only.
Yes.
It's usually only
We
found...
don't usually do this on film.
No, we don't usually do it on camera.
Yeah, that's right. I had to put on a whole beat for this.
She put on a whole face. I combed my hair.
You wore eye patches today.
I did. I put on, she got me cold gel eye patches for Christmas. And she was like, you're going to put these on and then you're going to feel good. And then she poured an iced coffee down my gullet.
Yep.
And she goes, we have one last episode
and
for
then
the
I
entire
put on
year.
the Muppet Christmas Carol soundtrack.
Yes, you did.
And I said, we're going to sing and then we're gonna record an after party for the peoples.
Yes, because this is our last episode of the year. Just so you guys know, typically we don't do episodes around this time.
No.
We usually kind of...
We're busy. We got holidays. We got birthdays.
We got a toddler.
Yeah.
There's a lot that's usually happening. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a couple weeks off in early January. And when we come back, you guys will know.
Yeah.
You guys will know.
Oh, yeah.
But when we do come back, we'll come back doing an after party first.
Yeah.
And that will be a reaction to an episode. And this week, what we're doing is we have pulled comments. Mrs. P specifically has pulled comments from the Sydney Sweeney Too Many Tabs episode.
Absolutely.
And she has brought them from the past here to the present. Like a ghost of Christmas past.
Yeah, it was 4 weeks ago.
It was 4 weeks ago.
A month ago, we posted that episode.
Yep.
Guess what? She's still in the news, still doing her dumb shit.
She's still being stupid. It never ends. But also, the other thing, though, is what we find from these comments is not only stuff about the episode itself, but just random things that you guys bring up.
Yeah.
And we're excited to talk about that.
A lot of the times, our commenters on all platforms are incredibly well-informed.
Yes.
They have so much more information than we do.
Yeah.
So it's like opening a whole other tab, usually.
It is. And that's the reason why we wanted to pull this forward and throw this out to you guys. So that way y'all can get a chance to feel what an after party is like.
Yeah, and so that maybe you want to join us over on ProMania500.net.
Yep.
We're using our new code Project 2026 to get 30% off an annual subscription for all of next year.
Now, I'm done hard selling. Let's just
I've never
comment.
done hard selling.
I know you're not. You're even wearing miscellaneous immorality merch as a sweatshirt right now, just to show that off. But let's go ahead and start with the first comment.
Okay.
Okay? And I'll go ahead and read it here.
Oh, you're going to read it?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm going to read it because you pulled it. And this is from NC Mullins VA on YouTube. Mm-hmm. And NC Mullins remarked, they must not have put the flags down where you're at, but we have half-staff flags in my area of Tennessee. Why? Because Dick Chaney is still dead. That's right, baby. Dick Chaney is still dead. When we recorded this episode, it was during that weird type of time where the government was still shut down. It was before John Fetterman and a bunch of other bags of shit crossed the aisle. And so some places, some states had their flags at half-mast for Dick Chaney. Federally, they didn't for whatever reason.
Yeah.
It didn't catch up until a little bit later. So there's this weird moment where people were like, are we supposed to care about this guy?
No.
I don't even think Republicans like him anymore.
No.
But I just want to remind you guys, Dick Chaney is still dead.
Yeah. And he's not coming back like a haunt of Christmas.
No.
To warn anybody else.
No, he is not. He's gone. Goodbye.
All right, let's do the next comment.
Okay, you go ahead.
Okay, Jaxie JJP commented at the 20-minute mark, that interviewer probably got that interview because she's bad at her job. No way Sydney's team would have had her sit down with someone who would have actually asked real questions.
That is no. Well, the thing is they were expecting. That was who was that with?
GQ.
That was a GQ. It was
Yeah.
not a Vanity Fair interview. No.
Vanity Fair will get in your ass.
Yo, Vanity Fair. Yeah, she was nowhere she was going to go near
Yeah.
a Vanity Fair photographer. Throw up a picture of Carolyn Leavitt. That is just such a great image and in general. But yeah, the GQ, I mean, they were expecting a softball. This did feel, as a lot of people were commenting at the time, especially even our comments.
Yeah.
People, they were trying desperately to give her a softball interview.
Oh my God, they tried so hard. They laid out opportunities for her to answer the questions and clear her name, and she never took them. It was like watching a little kid swing a wiffle ball bat, but then just be like, I don't want to, and then walk away.
Yeah, at a T-ball.
Yeah,
they literally it was a T-ball.
And you're like, no.
They're like, all you have to do is just say you don't like eugenics. And she couldn't.
I
She
know.
couldn't do it.
No.
And it was so amazing. And also then they tried to meme the interviewer and all these other different things that were happening in there.
The only meme is the picture of her face after you can see her micro expressions fall into like this hardball mean girl look.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's the meme. It's like,
Yeah. And the Nazis tried to use it for a little bit there. But yeah, no, thank you, Jaxie JJP, for that comment. Reading through, there were so many about this. Because the episode is actually about jeans.
Yeah, it's about how you make denim jeans.
Yes. Sydney Sweeney is the intro to get to the jeans part.
Because that's how the podcast works.
Yes.
Is something happens and then I get lost in the internet for a while.
Yes. Well, and that's the thing. Is actually Jesse Henderson Productions wrote a comment.
Okay.
And that said, can the term tabbed be this podcast version of based?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I think because you've been tabbing pretty hard.
I get really tabbed.
You tabbed on the Oprah episode.
Yeah.
You tabbed really hard.
Macy's.
The Macy's episode is probably our most tabbed episode.
Yeah.
It was
crazy.
crazy.
What I think is what happened is during this episode,
the Sydney Sweeney
episode, I also promoted a bunch of coffee we got from Rival Brothers, right?
Yes.
And I've been deep in the Rival Brothers coffee game, and this has fueled the tabs.
It has.
Okay.
It has.
I had 6 bags of coffee I've been going through, and suddenly I'm like, guys, 400 tabs later.
Well, can I tell you the other thing that's happened in this year in particular, especially in the last couple of months, and we've talked about this a few times. We've alluded to it a little bit. Ever since I started crashing out with Phil DeFranco, that has actually alleviated pressure in my brain.
Yeah.
So when you come to me, you're like, I want to do a whole episode about Sydney Sweeney and the history of jeans. And I was like,
sure.
Okay.
Whatever.
I'm like, all right, I'm over here. I'm building my Epstein board, babe.
Yeah.
You're like, no, okay.
It's like walking into a room where a Lego adult is putting a Lego together.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, hey, I'm going to go do something. And you're like, yeah, whatever, man.
You're like, I decided to smoke
and
a
you're
turkey.
measuring string.
Yeah. You walk in, you're like, I'm going to smoke an entire turkey. All right. I'm not going to. Okay, sure. I have Legos.
Yeah, I'm very busy. Also, I saw, is this true? I had heard on the internet that Matt Groening is on the Epstein list.
Yes.
From The Simpsons guy.
Yes, from The Simpsons.
Add it to the board.
And Noam Chomsky.
On the board.
There's a picture of Noam Chomsky and Steve Bannon together at the Epstein mansion in New York. I know. Read theory, folks.
They're definitely gonna declare a war.
Listen. We are to be fair to everybody. We're pre-recording this a little bit.
Oh yeah,
we don't know if we've already.
We're recording this on December 18th.
Yeah, so
10 days from now it's supposed to go live.
I don't know if we've done the Christmas Venezuela war yet.
No,
I have no idea.
Don't do it, please. Don't do it.
Yeah, but I mean, Dick Cheney is still dead, so it would be funny to have a war for oil pushed by WMD.
Maybe he is going to come back and haunt them.
Oh, no.
Instead of being like, hey, you should become a better person, Ebenezer, he's going to be like, hey, but what if we started another war for oil?
He's the ghost of war. He's the ghost of imperialist wars for oil aggression past.
He's not like Jacob Marley. He's not like Jacob. Wait, did I tell you that thing about the Marleys from the Muppet Christmas Carol?
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
Okay. So in the original book, it's Jacob Marley. There's one ghost. There's one ghost, Jacob Marley, who comes to warn Ebenezer Scrooge, right? Yeah. But in the Muppet Christmas Carol, the only real Christmas Carol movie, there's 2 because there's 2 of them. So
the Statler and Waldorf are playing
They have to have 2 of them. So then the writers with the Jim Henson team were like, okay, so what are we going to name them? And they're like, well, who's the most famous Marley? Bob Marley, which is why they named him Robert Marley, Jacob and Robert Marley, so because it's Bob Marley.
Got
and
it.
I learned that from the internet. And that's why sometimes I like the internet, except for when you try to explain 4chan to me.
Yeah.
I think that comes up in these comments.
I think that does come up in this one.
Let me read another comment.
Yeah, this one is from Lilith the Feral, 1896.
Lilith
I
the
love that's the
Yeah.
thing. The other thing too, we're not doing shout outs in this episode.
Yeah.
Typically at the end of the after party, when you join our Patreon, we do a big list of Patreon name shout outs.
Yeah.
And there's more lore drops and everything else in there. But also just some people are just so good at making
Oh my God,
their
they're
names.
so good at making names.
Lilith the Feral
Yeah.
is an incredible name.
Yep.
So this is from YouTube. Go ahead, you can read it.
Girl just became a new Hallmark Christmas movie actress. Being MAGA coded is not a recipe for a box office draw.
That's true.
And she called this. She said, what?
Yeah,
Home run.
she called it. She pointed it. Lilith the Feral, you nailed this
Yeah.
months ago.
And I'm personally, I'm not a Hallmark movie girly.
My dad is.
Your dad is a Hallmark movie girly.
My dad is a Hallmark movie girly.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is like, there's something he likes to well, first thing, my dad loves sweet and low.
Yeah, he loves
All right,
sweet.
he loves saccharine sweet. Saccharine sweet is my dad's like preset. But on top of that, I understand it because there is a nostalgia bait trap that exists around Hallmark movies.
Yeah.
And Sydney Sweeney will be perfect for that. She'll be perfect for doing her little MAGA movies.
Yeah, sure.
They're always very
She's
heavily
go back
coded.
to her hometown
Yeah.
and meet a guy who never left her hometown and leave the executive who's running a Fortune 500 company behind, even though he paid for her entire college education and master's degree. But she's gonna leave him for the podunk guy.
The guy who is Chris Pratt coded.
Yeah.
It's always just the guy who's Chris Pratt coded. It's just
Yep.
the guy in a flannel. And he was like, oh, yeah, I'm Jim. I run the Christmas tree farm.
Yeah.
It's the Harvest Festival. We all know it's the same script every single time, which is fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
The thing is that's crazy about Hallmark movies is they're almost always describing towns that actually are blue.
Yep.
Like every time you go onto the web and they'll show you like an image, right? They'll show like, this is what the wokes have stolen from you. And it's like a perfect small town, Norman Rockwell style.
Yeah.
Small town with American flags and white picket fences and a main street.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, that's in New England.
Yeah.
That's a town in New England that refused to let big box stores move into their area. That's a town that made sure that they had like proper zoning.
Yeah, that's a town where every older white woman is like out in the streets fighting ICE.
Yeah, that's a town. That's a town that has the hate has no home here signs.
Every lawn flag.
Every lawn flag is
Yeah.
out. That's it. That's a town of resist libs.
Yeah.
Like this is not even like somehow this town is used. This town is horseshoe theory coded in the way where you're like, wait, hold on. What do you mean that the people here are hated by everyone?
Yeah.
Like if you actually went to the town.
Also, the thing about Hallmark movies that I've always thought is that every Hallmark movie is just a remake of the Reese Witherspoon Sweet Home Alabama movie.
Yes.
They were like, this is Sweet Home Alabama, which, by the way, watching it back, because it came out, I watched it recently on TV and I was like, oh yeah, I remember this movie. And she outed her friend. And it's bad. When you watch it, you're like, ooh, Reese, no.
Wait,
There's like a gay character and they go out and play pool when she comes home to visit everybody. And in front of everybody in the small town where he still lives, she's like, yeah, but you're gay and you've been hiding it.
Oh.
And it's like this big, and then like it's just like laughed off. Like they're like, oh, that wasn't cool, man. But like in the real world, that is the most fucked up thing you could do in that situation.
Yeah.
And she does it and then just moves on in the story. And I was watching and I was like, ooh, Reese,
Okay.
no.
All right. Here's the one thing I'll do a little bit on.
Okay.
Just the tiniest thing on.
Yeah.
Which is this is just like the TV show Scrubs, where it's like you have
can't
to
watch
you
Scrubs.
you can't watch it in today's brain.
No.
You can't. There are certain shows where you're like, okay, you'll sit down, you're like, this is good, this is fine, and then a scene happens, you're like, oh, no.
Because back when that movie came out, we were like, look, an openly gay character. Yay!
Yeah,
Look at her.
but
we were like, now you watch it and you're like, no.
No, but also it's one of those things where it's like in that no. She's it's exposure therapy.
Yeah.
She's pushing him and telling him it's okay because she lives in the big city where and look at her, she's pushing back against small town small-mindedness.
Yeah.
And then he was actually, I think by the end of the episode, at the end of the movie, right? He's fine and
I
he's
think
like out.
so, yeah.
Because she was actually right about this.
Yeah.
Even though isn't she with Matthew McConaughey in that? Who was the
No,
guy?
it's a Matthew McConaughey knockoff.
Okay, got
Yeah.
it. getting a great night's sleep shouldn't break the bank. Get the rest you need at a steal with Brooklyn Bedding. Brooklyn Bedding crafts every mattress in their Arizona factory. No middlemen means top quality mattresses at an honest price. Brooklyn Bedding has mattress for every sleep style. Find your perfect match in just 2 minutes using their sleep quiz.
I love a quiz. I also love our Brooklyn Bedding.
We can't stop raving about it. Mrs. P went and got these amazing, amazing flannel sheets. And in the past, I would complain about flannel sheets. Wouldn't I?
You would.
I would
make a whole thing.
I was like, I'm too hot. These things. But we have a pillow top cooling mattress.
Yep.
And I can't stress to you, I'm warm on the top, but my back isn't sweaty. It's changed the game for me. And we found that through the quiz as we were typing through stuff. And then we were like, I don't know. Blah, blah. And then it was just so incredible. Brooklyn Bedding offers a 120-night comfort trial. If you don't love your mattress, swap it or return it hassle-free. Try it out now and see for yourself while Brooklyn Bedding is rated best mattress by CNET. Go to brooklynbedding.com and use our promo code TOOMANY at checkout to get 30% off site-wide. This offer is not available anywhere else. That's brooklynbedding.com, promo code TOOMANY for 30% off site-wide. Support our show and let them know Too Many Tabs sent you. brooklynbedding.com, promo code TOOMANY.
I wanted to bring up, since we're talking about the hallmarkification of Sydney Sweeney and how her career is floundering. When it comes to movies, her career is floundering.
Yeah, because we talked about it in the episode. All of her movies were bombing.
Yeah.
And even since that episode came out,
More movies have bombed.
She's had another movie come out to the point, one with Amanda Seyfried,
Yeah.
where Amanda Seyfried has had to literally go hard the opposite direction.
Yeah.
Amanda Seyfried was like, fuck Charlie Kirk. He was a racist. And they're like, whoa. And then they tried to cancel Amanda Seyfried.
She's like, nah.
She's been out here posting hard on her Instagram, being like, I think socialism is probably the answer.
Yeah.
And they're like, so then they have to have Amanda Seyfried doing TikToks with Sydney Sweeney.
And Sydney Sweeney looks pissed in all of them.
Just all of them.
But she had to release a PR statement.
Yeah,
With People magazine.
And this is after the Labubu 6'7" moment on Jimmy Fallon, which I can't believe I have to say that.
What did you just fucking say?
I just said dumb things out loud.
But I wanted to read it to you.
Okay, read it to me.
Because I read it, and the one thing I noticed about this statement, because it's not an apology, is it's just a statement.
It's just a statement.
Okay.
Because it's a PR statement that she released.
It was part of a People magazine interview.
Got it. So this is not a video to camera.
No.
This is not a radio interview.
Nope.
This is a statement that was then published into a magazine.
Pulled out of a magazine interview type of deal.
Got it.
Okay. It says, quote, I was honestly surprised by the reaction. I did it because I love the jeans and love the brand.
Times.
Yep.
What she's repeating here is the reaction to the American Eagle thing. Because somebody's going to listen to this like 2 years from now and they'll be like, reaction to what?
Oh, right. This episode was about the jeans ad.
Yeah, this is about the Sydney Sweeney American Eagles jeans.
Yeah.
And I don't want that context collapse to happen in the future.
Okay.
So let's restart the statement. But this is her now after the GQ interview.
Yeah.
Coming back and now where she said like my art stands on its own. Now actually making a statement kind of about that jeans ad. All right, go ahead.
Okay. I was honestly surprised by the reaction. I did it because I love the jeans and love the brand.
Okay.
I don't support the views some people chose to connect with the campaign. Many have assigned motives and labels to me that just aren't true. Okay, so I just want to point out, many have assigned motives and labels to me. So again, she's putting the onus on the people that are like, hey, this is like very eugenics coded.
Yeah.
She also said, I don't support the views some people chose to connect with the campaign. She doesn't support the views of the people who are saying this looks like eugenics.
But that's the thing. That's the thing.
Yeah.
That's the thing. She hasn't told us what views that some people.
But that's the whole, what I'm getting at is the way that this is written is so that the MAGA community could be like, no, see, she's anti-woke people. Because this is making the wokes the bad guys.
Yeah.
For assigning motives.
Yeah.
And that's what the wokes do. They just assign motives. They're the bad guys.
But it's also giving an opportunity for people on the left who maybe liked Sydney Sweeney to say, look, she actually isn't pro-eugenics.
Anyway, let's get to the rest of it.
Okay.
Anyone who knows me, which we don't, knows that I always try to bring people together.
Okay.
I'm against hate and divisiveness.
Okay.
In the past, my stance has been to never respond to negative or positive press. But recently, I have come to realize that my silence regarding this issue has only widened the divide, not closed it.
Time. What issue? You haven't even stated the issue yet.
No, she
this
won't.
This is so nothing. Girl, you're giving us nothing and you're still going? Okay, keep going.
So I hope this new year brings more focus on what connects us instead of what divides us.
We need unity, folks. We need unity, and that's what this is about. We need to be unified with my beliefs, my feelings. That's what we need. We need the unity.
I like that she's like, my stance has never been to respond to negative or positive press. Bitch, you're telling me you've never responded to positive press? Mm-hmm. Okay. All right.
I have decided to be a literal mannequin.
Yeah.
I am a mannequin. Please assign to me whatever beliefs you have or have not.
How dare you? The movie Mannequin
Great
with
movie.
Kim Cattrall is an incredible film made in Philadelphia that was filmed at fucking Strawbridge and Clothier, which was a Macy's.
Yes,
Boom.
100%.
So full circle.
You know what? That was incredibly tabbed.
Thank you.
And now, Mrs. P,
Yeah.
we're going to take a turn.
Okay.
Because this is what happens in the comments.
Oh, no.
Right? A lot of people, like, okay, the episode, it was ostensibly about Sydney Sweeney, but this is one thing that happens a lot in our comments because it's just like our show. People just like, things pop. We start talking about random things. They go, oh, that's the thing that's important to me.
Yeah.
So this is a comment from Assils 146.
Okay.
ASILS 146.
Yeah.
And they said, OMG, it's so refreshing to find a podcast I love and have it be actually local, so I get all the references. Love me some Boscovs.
Shout out Boscovs, baby. The department store.
I love a Boscovs.
Yeah.
Let me tell you all the reasons I love a Boscovs.
Okay.
Number one, from doing influencer stuff the last few years and going to things like VidCon or going to like big events where fashionable people are. I am not a fashionable fashionable person. Mrs. P.
You know what's fashionable? This miscellaneous immorality sweater.
Okay, stop
that
plugging.
I got at Bonfire.
You're literally plugging, and this whole thing is an ad for Patreon, and you're also plugging a shirt.
Yeah.
But listen, I'm not that fashionable of a person.
Yeah.
So when you show me a Boscovs and I walk in there and it still looks like 1987.
Yes, it does.
Boscovs, they
Mirror
haven't
walls.
built a new Boscovs in 35 years.
They're not gonna.
Boscovs is not a name that they like created. Boscovs is the name of the family that owns it. When they tear down malls, they leave the Boscovs. The Boscovs still stands. It has the as seen on TV section.
Yeah.
It has the weird Christmas section. You go back there, you're like, none of these ornaments have made sense since 1997.
It's got a candy section.
A candy section for no reason in the middle of the second floor. They still have, at Boscovs, they still use neon lighting.
Yeah.
They have neon lighting up that says toys and boys and girls clothes.
And the bathrooms are always like carnation pink tile.
Oh, it's
like
so good.
Like this color.
Yeah, it's so good.
It's so
just,
good.
when I walk into a Boscovs, can I tell you, the nostalgia for me goes off the charts.
And then he wants to buy jeans.
And I buy jeans. And I do. I go and I buy my faded old school 90s style dad jeans. And nobody is going to tell me no.
No.
If I'm sitting there, I'm like, you know what? I got a thing coming up I got to look nice for. When I'm at a Boscovs, buying a shirt, a button-down shirt that comes with a package tie makes sense. Makes sense. Would I ever do that at an Express for men? No.
I don't even think they exist anymore.
I don't. They probably don't.
Yeah.
Private equity probably bought them and carved them out. But like, if you think about all of the stores where you go in and people look at you and like, I don't know. Never at a Boscovs.
No.
Never at a Boscovs. You walk into a Boscovs, they're like, yeah. They used to have a deal at Boscovs. I don't want to go too deep on this, but they used to do roulette deals. So you literally were like gambling when you were buying, and you'd walk up and you'd like put the stuff down and the guy would be like, put it in, and it would be like a roulette would spin, like digital roulette.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, you get X amount off. I think it was like up to like 50%. I remember going there as a kid and I was like buying the school clothes and the roulette deal started running and the guy's like, you guys are getting 50% off this
Nailed
whole
it.
thing. And my mom would look at me and she'd go, You run over there right now and you get yourself some more jeans. You run over there right now, you get yourself some more sweaters. We're getting half off, baby. And yeah, it's just one of those things. It's a place that when I walk into the rest of the mall, if the mall's still there, the rest of the mall makes me sad.
Yeah.
Because it's so empty and so dead, and the shelves are so barren, and it makes me weep for a past that we'll never be able to go to, and I don't know why it's still on life support. But when I'm in the Boscovs itself, I go, hey guys, listen, this .com bubble will never burst. Which, this next comment, Mrs. P, I want you to read it because it ties into the department store thing a little more.
We're staying in department stores.
Yeah.
This episode was not actually about department stores. We did one.
Yeah.
Okay. This was Chloe Elliser. I'm hoping that's
I'm going to go with Chloe Helser.
Chloe Helser commented, "This was actually news to me that Kohl's was kind of okay. I don't know why, but I always assumed they weren't because I only knew them from my suburban life, and they do typical suburbanite marketing styles. But looking into them, okay, maybe I got to go back to Kohl's."
Yeah. So this is one of those things where we're not saying politically. We have no idea. We even said in the episode,
I'm not looking.
We're not looking into Kohl's politics.
I am not.
No,
okay?
we're not. But what we'll say is when you go there, you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there's a thing also, even what Chloe's saying here about like suburbanite, right? There's been a thing where we didn't want to look like moms. We didn't want to look, but we are moms and dads.
Now we are.
We do live in the suburbs. I don't care. I don't need to have a 22-year-old, right?
Yeah.
I don't need to have a 22-year-old in a fashionable boutique downtown in an urban center, right? Like a major city to be like, I don't care. Fuck you. I don't care. I need parking. That's what I need. Like, this is where I'm at. I'm sorry.
Also, I need Kohl's cash.
Love a Kohl's cash.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Once you start handing me Kohl's cash, I'm in a place where I can buy sneakers for the baby, okay? And then they give me Kohl's cash, and then I'm like, great, now I can go buy that new coffee pot.
Yeah, Kohl's is a weird one.
I got Kohl's cash and a 20% off coupon. I'm getting us new sheets.
Well, you know what it is?
Kohl's.
Well, here's the thing is about Kohl's. And the reason why you don't think about like a Kohl's or a Boscov's or any of these different places. The difference between them and a Target and a Walmart is a Target and Walmart is a grocery store / home goods store that has a clothing section.
Yes.
Kohl's, Macy's, all these other different places are clothing stores that have home goods sections, that have these other little areas, right? So if you go to the back of Kohl's, you're like, oh, look, there's all this. I can get kitchen shears here.
Yeah.
There's
Which
a kids' toy section. Yeah, we did. That's what
Emergency Thanksgiving.
Emergency Thanksgiving.
Had to go get chicken shears.
We're like, this is the closest place without going to Target. Because, listen, we're sticking with our people on that one.
Oh, my God.
But let's go ahead now. We're going to pivot to our next
Also, I just wanted to say real quick, their new spokesperson is, the whole joke is that there's the mom of Kohl's.
Oh, yeah.
And it's the lady from Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt.
Oh,
is the new spokesperson.
Which most people know as the lady from The Office.
Oh, really?
Because she was in The Office as well.
I'm not an Office person.
I know, we've never been. But, yeah, Ellie Kemper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think it's funny because, like, the whole joke is that Kohl's is like very mom coded.
But that's part of.
And then now their spokesperson is like, I'm a Kohl's mom. Yeah, but I'm like, I love it. Lean in.
But that's the thing is like, there's been this thing for a very long time, and it's part of the Pepsi youth push generation, right? Where we've always pushed for youth.
Yeah.
We've always. You want to look young. You want to look young. I'm sorry. Have you seen what a 35-year-old person looks like when they dress like they're 22? Oh, look, my shirts are too long and my pants are big. Like young people are wearing big pants.
Yeah.
They're wearing big pants again. I'm not doing it. Okay? Don't talk to me about side part versus middle part or any of this other different shit. I'm not doing it.
No.
I'm an old man. I don't, if a 22-year-old was to look at me and they'd be like, oh, look at them. Look at their body is tea. I would feel weird. I'm a married man.
Yeah.
Leave me be.
Also, you don't have a 9/11 memory, young person. I can't.
We've been over this, and we've reacted to many comments on ProMania500.net of people who are in our Patreon who are like, "Hey, just so you know, I don't have a 9/11 memory," and I actually appreciate that you all leave those comments because then it reminds us to actually explain some of these things because context collapse is so real.
Yeah.
If your old wallet is stuffed with cards, it's time to try Ridge. Ridge makes slim, modern wallets made from premium materials like aluminum, titanium, leather, and carbon fiber. Add your own custom features like a cash strap or AirTag attachment. Ridge's 90-day risk-free trial and a lifetime warranty make this the last wallet you'll ever need. And I got sent a Ridge wallet last time they sponsored the podcast, and I like to use all the products that we get sent. And I have been using this now for 6 months.
Yeah.
I use it all the time. I love the Ridge wallet. It's very easy to pop everything in. I have the cash strap on this side. It's also an RFID stopper.
Oh.
So like, because I tried using it with hotels, and I slid like the hotel key card in there, and I was like, oh, I'll just tap it. And it didn't work. And I was like, oh, it's using the RFID tag.
Ooh.
And then I have the keychain as well that I use that actually really helped me get my keychains down. And it has a little clipper, and I can add, so I also add like the car keys and everything else here on the end. It's
Also,
just
your
great.
library card's in there.
Yeah, and my library card is inside the key ring holder too. It holds it really, really well. It does such a great job. I love the Ridge wallet so much, but they also have other travel essentials. Their key cases, suitcases, and portable chargers are all top of the line. And here we go. For a limited time, Ridge is having their huge holiday sale. Head to ridg.com to get 47% off your order. This is by far the biggest discount they've given all year. That's ridge.com for up to 47% off your order during their biggest sale of the year. After your purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about the show, support the show, and tell them Too Many Tabs sent you. This next section of comments is actually about the fabric itself and actually about jeans.
Yeah.
And dyes. Go ahead.
So Mark Bobbles 7104 commented, Tyrian purple was made out of sea snails. It was very rare. It would take 10,000 snails to make one robe.
Yeah, 100%.
And this came up a few times with other comments in that, okay, so I brought up my favorite movie, Ever After, the Drew Barrymore film.
Yes.
And how at the end of it, the women are forced to make fabric dyes. And there was like a whole joke in there about how bad it smells.
Yeah.
And apparently it's because the fermentation of sea snails is so stinky.
It's so pungent.
That's why they're talking about it, is that it smells so bad. And then somebody else commented, I don't know if I clipped it, that like the sea snail dye, there was like a law written that if your husband or wife worked at one of those factories, you were allowed to divorce them because they smelled so bad.
Oh.
It's like there's crazy lore around the sea snail
The
dye.
other thing too is from working on it, their hands would actually be dyed purple permanently.
Yes. And
because
so
when
know.
you're working with that much, you would know who worked on them.
Yeah.
And all these different things. And it was never in town. It was always at like the edge of town. Yeah. You had to go out to the distance.
By the ocean, because that's where the snails were.
Yeah. And they had to dive down to go get the snails and all this different stuff. It's crazy.
Sounds like a lot of jobs.
But again, like now we just have fast fashion.
Yeah.
Like that's what's crazy about it. I think that it's the same thing with like factory farming and that idea that we have gotten so disconnected from what it would take to make these different things. Mm-hmm. And that's such a weird, it's just a weird moment to live in.
Yes.
Yeah.
Next comment from the Magpie Can Fly.
Okay.
Commented, textile expert here.
Ooh.
Just for some clarification, indigo is one type of plant-based blue dye. Woad was another heavily used for dyeing blue fabric, as were other plants. So it wasn't the color blue as a whole, it was specifically indigo. Now, lapis
lazuli. Lapis lazuli.
Lapis lazuli was a blue stone ground for paint, not textiles, often used for the Virgin Mary's robes in paintings.
Oh.
It holds up a lot better over time than a lake pigment or others.
That means like every Catholic church you go into that has like an old Virgin Mary.
Yeah.
Because they all got one.
Listen, we're going to get to it.
Yeah.
There's a third part to this comment, though. Additionally, there were other important dyes in both the Silk Road and the transatlantic trade, including Tyrian purple, which we just talked about, cochineal, logwood, etc., some of which was much more rare and expensive. And then, real quick, I found another comment about the lapis lazuli. How'd you say it again?
Sure. I'm going to go with what you go with.
They said, this person who was at Fishbone D14 said, yep, used to be lapis lazuli came from only one mine in Afghanistan, so only worthy of the Queen of Heaven.
Which would be Mary.
Exactly. So there's only one mine in Afghanistan where they could get it, and that's why the Catholic Church used it on Mary.
And can I tell you what's really crazy?
Yeah.
The only reason I even know what lapis lazuli is from Minecraft. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Sometimes you learn facts from Minecraft.
Okay.
And now I'm a bad person?
Okay. I think we got to switch over to the Patreon
We
comments.
do, and this is what we do in this. So we like to do the YouTube comments first, then we switch to the Patreon, and then at the end, typically at the end, there's shout outs, but we're not doing that this week. We'll get those on our first after party of 2026.
Yeah.
But you actually chose some very hella big comments from
Well, that's
Patreon.
because there's something about our Patreon. It's full of very smart people.
It
who
really
leave
is.
interesting lives.
Yes.
Lives, sorry. And they always have incredible comments and lived experience.
Well, we did an after party episode when we did the one about the Melons and their ties to Pittsburgh. And we talked about the Johnstown flood.
Yeah.
And we had so many comments from people from like the Pittsburgh area who grew up, who knew even more about that flood. And it was so wild.
Pennsylvania on lock over here.
But anyway, this comment, do you want to read it or do you want me to read it?
You read it.
Okay. This comment, their Patreon name is, man, I sure hope this is how I change my name for when you do shout outs. They wrote, I'm a general manager for a Baskin Robbins, and around the same time that the jeans ad was happening, the brand, Baskin Robbins, did a collab with Sweeney for the whole month of July to push her favorite flavor of rainbow sherbet and sell a reusable plastic cup with gummy bears on it.
Okay.
Yeah. The signature food items were a double scoop of sherbet and a chocolate-dipped waffle cone with gummy bears on a top, or a blended drink made with sherbet and Starry, also with gummy bears on top. Why are you putting gummy bears on top of a drink with a lid on it? The commercial made her look unhinged and included her like sneaking into a Baskin Robbins in the middle of the night to eat sherbet. Having her face on the front window advertising, a classic flavor we've had forever, definitely did not drive more traffic to our store.
Okay, I have so many thoughts.
So many thoughts. Number one, first thing I'm going to say,
Yeah.
I haven't been to a Baskin Robbins in forever.
I don't even know where there is a Baskin Robbins around here.
I know where there is one. It's
Okay.
a weird combo store, though, where it's like a Baskin Dunkin', I think.
Oh, that's right. They do like the Pepsi Taco Bell.
Yeah.
The-
There's a thing like that, Taco Bell,
Yeah.
KFC. Like there's a thing like that. There's one near there, and every now and then I'll see a Baskin Robbins like at an airport. But again, Baskin Robbins is like, it's a mall food type
Yeah.
of thing. Like Dairy Queens were in strip malls.
Yeah.
So they'll live a little bit longer, and I've seen standalone Dairy Queens. Baskin Robbins always was like a food court type of thing. At least out here, at least on the East Coast.
Yeah.
We don't have them as many as standalones. Maybe it's a Midwest thing more.
But here's what I want to start with.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sherbet is delicious. I love sherbet. Orange, raspberry, lime, citrus. I love a sherbet.
When you were pregnant, I had to buy you a case. I had to
So
buy you a
much
mixed
sherbet.
I found a mixed case of sherbet
and then that
for
big
it.
tub that has like the handle. Let
Yeah.
me tell you about sherbet. I love sherbet.
Yes.
Sherbet with chocolate dipped waffle cone. I don't like that. I don't know why the idea of a chocolate dipped waffle cone and sherbet doesn't sound good to me. It might be a today thing. But then the other thing is the blended drink. So again, they're not saying milkshake, blended drink made with Starry. That's the Sprite stuff.
Oh, that's
That's the because Sierra Mist lost their name to
Yeah.
that lady named Sierra Mist.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
So they have to call it Starry now.
I thought Starry was like, we mentioned Sweet and Low earlier.
Yeah.
I thought it was like its own I thought Starry
No.
was like a Splenda.
It's sherbet mixed with Sprite blended and then gummy bears on top.
Okay, well, all right. I'm actually going to push back.
Okay.
You're making it sound gross.
Okay, you think that sounds good?
No, I'm not saying it sounds good. I'm saying
I don't
that
like the idea of a dairy product with bubbles.
I don't think. Well, I don't
Dairy
think,
product and
is
bubbles. I don't
sherbet
like
a
that.
dairy?
Yeah, there's dairy in sherbet.
Okay, but it tastes more fruity.
It does taste more fruity.
I think that this to me, let me just before you start clicking around.
Okay,
too
I'm
much,
already in it.
It feels almost. This feels to me like a mocktail, pina colada.
Okay.
In that sort of way, where you're getting the Starry is what you would use instead of using water.
Yeah.
They're using soda instead of water for some reason.
Well, it's instead of milk because a milkshake is ice cream and milk.
Yeah, I know, but I'm
this
saying
is
it's like
sherbet and Starry.
Yeah, but you put ice cream. You would do a root beer float.
Damn, you got me. I would do a
Yeah,
root beer
fuck
float.
you. All right, it's the gummy bears that's weird.
Is it the gummy bears?
The gummy bears are the part that's weird.
Yeah, because they get cold and then
Yeah,
they
I'm
hurt
not
your
gonna.
teeth.
I'm not gonna fight you.
Root beer float really got my ass on this
I
one.
fucking stabbed
You
you
got
right
me.
in the heart
You
with that.
got me on
I
that.
got you with that.
I was like, bubbles and dairy is gross. And then now I'm like, oh, root beer float sounds
yeah, I
so
know
good
immediately
right now.
because I've seen you do it. I've seen you
fucking
make it in
love
the
a root beer
house.
float.
I know. Yeah, you're a fool.
Also, a diet root beer. I don't know. It's like it tastes more root beery when you mix it with the ice cream. Anyway, I love this comment. I love that we have somebody who's a general manager of a Baskin
It's
Robbins
also a
out
reminder,
here.
though, there was a thing we didn't really talk about too much on the episode itself, is that Sydney Sweeney over 2025, this year, has put her face on everything.
She's the face of so much. And you know what? I didn't talk about this in this episode because I wanted I really wanted to focus on jeans, but like she is the face of Sephora. When you go into Sephora, which I hope you do right around the holiday season to buy me something nice, she's like the face of Kerastase. She's the face of Laneige. She's the face of another makeup thing. She is like a brand ambassador for almost every company in Sephora. So when you walk around, her face is everywhere.
Okay, so she's not the face of Sephora. She's the face of the stock in Sephora.
Yes, the different brands in Sephora have her as their ambassador. Because I was going to say,
I'm like, when I've walked past Sephora, I haven't seen her, because I don't go in.
Except around the holidays to buy me something nice.
Sure. I could have.
There's a Sephora inside Kohl's. Go to that one.
I know. It always feels weird. It's always a weird spot whenever I walk in that, because I think you're supposed to check out in there.
Yeah, you have to check out.
And I'm like, I don't like that. I want to get my thing and go to the other area. It's like it's like when they have a jewelry store at certain department stores. You have to check out that spot. I'm like, but where do I go to the place? Anyway, don't matter. The one thing I want to say about this is what I really love in our comments that we get a lot is this person is reminding us, and also somebody who's had real life interactions with the Sydney Sweeney ad and being like, it doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
It's just
nobody showed up to get more sherbet.
Can I tell you what they should have done? They should have given this general manager more money.
Yeah.
And then given the employees more money instead of spending it on
They gave Sydney Sweeney probably millions of dollars.
You know what I just saw? I just saw a TikTok where somebody was talking about Ace Hardware.
Okay.
And they were like, you know what? I just found out Ace Hardware pays a living wage.
Yeah.
And immediately he's like, I'm never going to complain when I go in there again because everybody there has a good job. And I was like, if Baskin Robbins pay, I don't know if they do, but this is the advertising I want to hear.
Yeah.
We don't use AI. We pay a living wage. We have benefits and we care for our people. I want to support those stores. The reason why there's a boycott against Target is because Target walked back their DEI committee stuff. Target walked back and fell for a bunch of MAGA psyops about gay people with their Pride Collection merch and moved things in the back corner like suddenly they're ashamed to have gay customers. This is the reason why there's a Target boycott. Target, you want to get us back in the store? Go woke again. That's what it is. All right, let's move on to the next comment.
Our Ace Hardware does Kohl's Cash.
What?
Our Ace Hardware that we have locally.
Oh, our local one, yeah.
Has like a Kohl's Cash system.
They don't
I'm
think
telling you, I show up. If you're like, I'm going to give you $5 for next time you come in here, I'm on
for
there.
every $10 you spend at ours, they give you like a $1. And it's this little stamp.
But that's because Ace Hardwares are franchise locally.
Yes, they're
owned
franchised and tied together.
Okay. Next
comment.
This Patreon's name is Chiropractor Killed My Dad.
You didn't read the underscores. I always read the underscores. Yes, I do. Chiropractor _killed_my_dad.
Okay.
Great name.
In my former life, I was a pastry chef and a bread baker.
So you got up early. You got up early.
The amount of times I had the awful pleasure of explaining to people why white sugar is not vegan and the difference between unbleached flour and bleached flour is literally the ingredient bleach. The number does not exist, which would then lead me into why, quote, white supremacy is literally in everything, even your food rant.
We understand.
Yeah.
We understand completely.
No, but literally. Literally.
Can you explain to me why white sugar is not vegan?
Because they take animal bones and they burn them to a char, and then they use the charred animal bones to filter the sugar through, I believe.
Okay.
Miss Rachel explained it to me once. Because we have a dear friend.
Hold on. We got to catch real fast on that.
No, it's okay. I'll explain it.
Okay.
We have a dear friend named Miss Rachel who owns a vegan restaurant in Philadelphia who we both used to work for. And she explained a lot of vegan stuff to me over the years, including why she would buy a specific brand of sugar, which was vegan sugar. And I was like, isn't all sugar vegan? And she said, no. And so but I believe it's like a charred bone is used to filter sugar.
Yeah, it's a part of the filtering process.
Yes.
We have to explain that because it'd be amazing if you're sitting down one day, it's like, hi, friends.
No.
Don't use white sugar because it's animal bones. From the actual YouTube, Miss Rachel would be crazy.
No. Miss Rachel's Pantry in Philly. She has, I think
she beat Bobby Flay. That's what people need to know.
I was gonna give her a full shout out on that. She has like videos where she teaches people how to cook vegan food called Beat Your Meat. I love that.
Real fast, our next bunch of comments are from people, and we don't know whether or not they all use their real names. So we're just going to say their first name because for our Patreons, when we give the shout outs, they're behind a paywall now, but we don't want to be throwing people's government names out there. So we're going to censor them just a little bit, and then those different things, just to make sure, because we want to be safe for you guys out there. Because, you know, you threw this thing behind a paywall. Maybe you didn't want the whole comment thrown out for the world.
We usually put the after party behind a paywall for this very reason.
It's one of the many reasons. It's also usually I get a little bit, we also get spicy in our
We get a little
opinions.
spicy in our responses.
Yeah. Maybe Mrs. P, maybe I don't censor some of the things Mrs. P says in there for calls for specific community guidelines violations. Let's read Destiny's comment here. Quote, everything is political, unquote. Yes. Destiny says, I'm in Oklahoma, sadly, and one of our teachers was fired and lost her license over giving her students a QR code to find the banned books if they wanted to. She is now suing our state, as she should. And for the press conference, she was wearing a shirt that said, education is activism, and I personally believe and agree with that. However, our 50th in education red-ass states Karens were all losing their shit over her shirt, saying politics has no place in the classroom. And I'm like, girl, where are they supposed to be then? This podcast helps me not go insane in this state, and that state is Oklahoma.
Shout out.
Hold on, real fast, air horn. Air horn for you. And this is just for, this next noise is just for the state government of Oklahoma. That's right, because it's just a painful place. I've been to Oklahoma twice, both times, passed through on the highway. But the other thing, though, is yes, the thing is especially in public schools in themselves are political.
Yeah.
They were created by a political act. They are run by a political body.
Yeah, they're run by the government.
And they're teaching history, and all history is political. The choices that are made in what history is being taught is a political choice.
Yep.
Because if we could choose as a nation, and some places are choosing this, to not even discuss the Civil War. And if we do discuss the Civil War, not discuss slavery.
Yeah.
We could choose to not teach people the Constitution. That is a choice that we make on whether or not we're going to explain that to the Bill of Rights, suffrage, all these different things, civil rights, all these different things that have happened throughout our history. They're all political things. They become history when they happen to 2 generations prior to you.
Yes.
That's the difference. That's when it becomes history. It's about 40 years. And movements take 50 years. So there you go.
Great.
That's a great comment. Destiny, thank you so much for your comment. Thank you. And
I like that politics has no place in the classroom, because I was just thinking about how, like, this is like the new thing that the right always says, is that politics has no place here. They want to keep politics out of everything. Yeah, they want prayer everywhere, but no politics. But then their politics are literally got their claws in everything. Because I was thinking about the Boston Archdiocese, I don't know, was it their bishop or cardinal, the Boston
was
guy?
screaming about the ice.
There is a church in Boston that did the thing with the baby nativity scene, and then instead of having a baby Jesus, they had a sign that said like ice took the baby Jesus, right? And this priest from Boston went crazy and was like, "There's no place for politics in Catholicism." Bitch, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
What are you? The Catholic Church is nothing if not political.
And we've covered this on a recent episode.
I know.
You're going on the same rant as a prior episode of TMT.
You go on the same rant in every episode in every TikTok. I'm allowed to do that.
It's not the same rant every time. I haven't mentioned Theo Von in a while.
Okay.
I haven't mentioned Theo Von or his Turkish hairline or his bullshit politics or his stupid little looks like he shits too much eyes. He's got shit eyes. The cold weather is here. Stay warm with Quince. Quince has all the staples to keep you looking great and feeling comfy. Quince has something for everyone. Mongolian cashmere sweaters for just $50. Sharply tailored Italian wool coats, down jackets, denim and leather styles built to last, all at amazing prices. Mrs. P loves buying from Quince. It's one of her favorite places that she used this year to go get Christmas presents for all of our friends and family. These were things that look both fashionable and utilitarian. You can wear them any place, anytime, and look good doing it. Quince partners directly with ethical factories and top artisans. No middlemen means you're getting premium gifts without paying premium prices. Get your wardrobe sorted and your gift list handled with Quince. Don't wait. Go to quince.com/TMT for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada too. That's QUINCE.com/TMT for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/TMT. Next comment is from Elizabeth. Why don't you take this one?
Okay, Elizabeth commented, Wrangler jeans were first made by the Bluebell Overall Company, who mid-40s employed Jewish Polish tailor Bernard Lichtenstein, also known as Rodeo Ben. Seriously, this guy is from just outside Warsaw, and he is in the Western U.S. making cowboy jeans so much he gets an iconic nickname and secures Wranglers as the brand for the horse girlies for most of the then half century.
Oh.
So how about it? Listen,
Yeah.
I love when you guys have little interesting nuggets of history for us.
Yes, and occasionally there have been times in the past where we've read a tab like we're like comment like that, and we're like tabbed.
Yeah,
we're getting tabbed.
We're
on
about
that
to
one.
open this up.
Yeah, no, there's been ones that we've gone off.
I'm sorry,
on a
but
different side.
Rodeo Ben Lichtenstein is the funniest, most badass shit I've heard.
That's an incredible name. Up next, we got a message from Sage. And Sage wrote, I love how one of the first episodes of the podcast is all about 4chan, and it's such an awful place that Mrs. P put an entire episode into the brain vault and locked it tight.
Yeah, no, that's true.
There's been many times where you literally look at me and go, I don't know what you're talking about. But also, it's a good thing because there are people who haven't heard the original first 40 episodes or so. You know, they maybe joined us late. They joined us from YouTube. They joined us because they recently were listening to Crashing Out and said, let's go check out the other podcast. And the thing is we like to do on this show is you don't need to go back.
Yeah.
You don't, I mean, for the after party you do. The after party, it helps if you listen to the main episode and then you come in and you get this little feeling for it. But in general, it does help for us to just kind of also be like, wait, what are you talking about again?
Yeah.
And then the listener can also hear and be like, well, let's see. I know what you said last time.
Now, that's a good way to move a conversation along, and I'll admit that.
Yeah.
I will also say I block out so much stuff you tell me about the internet.
Well, also
on purpose.
But also Elizabeth, because you actually have the second comment.
I know
here.
the response.
Elizabeth actually responded to Sage and wrote, Pearl Babia came and it was erased from her brain permanently, which is actually the truth.
That's very true.
That's truly, there's so many things where I'll be talking to somebody and they'll be like, yeah, man, this thing. I'm like, when was that?
Yeah.
And they'll be like, 2022. I said, oh, before I became a parent?
I don't remember
Fuck
anything.
you. Who let the dogs out?
I don't.
Who let the dogs out?
Who let the dogs out?
That's because that's all that runs right now.
That's all. It's the number one song in this household.
Yeah.
No.
We know exactly how far our daycare is from our house by how many plays of Who Let the Dogs Out.
It's 4.
It's 4. Technically 3 and a
So
half.
that's 8 because I listened. I pumped myself up to get there.
You start the car and it's just like, who let the dogs out? And the baby's like, who let the dogs out?
Okay, so the next comment I love. This is from Goblin Mom. And she commented, I'm permanently banned from Twitter since Muskie bought it, unless I'm willing to delete a specific tweet.
And I don't even want to know what the tweet is.
I love that you didn't tell us.
It
keeps the imagination open. What did Goblin Mom say?
You know, I know so many people who've gotten gotten permanently banned because of specific tweets.
Yeah.
And I agree with you.
I don't know what you said, but
don't go back. But also don't go back.
No.
We've done a bunch, and we've done a bunch about Elon and the evil scum that he is.
Worst.
He's one of the worst people. And just the horrifying things that have happened, and how the world would be a better place without him.
Yeah.
But also in general, I find that Twitter has become such a cesspool that it is, it's actually pushing all of our conversations in a terrible location. And I'm proud of you. I'm proud of anybody who looks at me and tells me that they no longer use it. Because I'm like, good. Because it's an addiction on top of that. Just scrolling that fucking site's an addiction. And now there's also 15,000 Twitter clones.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't know.
Listen,
I don't look at that.
I know. Well, you look at Threads. That's a Twitter clone.
I do love Threads. Threads is the most chaotic thing. You know what? You can't look at it before lunch because it's crazy. Your brain is not prepared for the insanity you're going to see. It's just chaos and people take it so seriously.
It's so
and I'm
crazy.
like, this is not a real place. I couldn't go to my plumber uncle and be like, I just saw this thing on Threads.
He wouldn't know what you're talking about.
I'd be like, oh, so-and-so got canceled on Threads. He'd be like, what the fuck are you talking
But the
about?
thing is also in all of these.
It's not real.
But it's also one of these things now with all these different platforms, right? Before, I feel like, because it was true, in 2019, right? If you got canceled on Twitter, you could get canceled on across every platform, right? Like it had enough pull. Now we are so segmented and segregated across these platforms that I watch people who are canceled on TikTok do fine still on Instagram.
Yeah.
And are canceled on Instagram. They're still doing fine over on Twitter.
Yeah.
Like you just go, oh, okay. Well, I don't go to that location for a bit.
Oh,
and then you just come back around.
Oh, you mean Machino Dorito?
Okay. I was actually probably talking about me, depending on the day, depending on who I've pissed off. There's been so many times. They'll be just like, oh, look at him. My favorite is when people show up in my comments. They're like, he's just a lib. Yeah.
Yeah.
You keep saying it like it's an insult, Ronald Reagan.
Okay.
You're like, okay.
All right.
Oh, look at me. He's not really a leftist. Okay, fine. I'm sorry that we only agree on 97% of everything.
Sorry, we're
that
not
3%
perfect.
is definitely why you should be aligning yourself with Nick Fuentes, you fucking idiot. Clean your septum piercing. It's infected. Okay, now, ready, Mrs. P. That's typically behind a paywall, by the way.
That's usually behind a paywall.
That's usually how this show goes at pearlmania500.net on the after party.
And if you wanted to use our code,
Project 2026 on an annual subscription.
you can listen to this every week.
Yeah.
Where we really just don't pay no mind.
Yeah, especially if you're the person who clipped it and then sent it to Madeline Pendleton. That actually happened. I don't give a fuck.
How dare you?
How dare you?
This was behind a paywall.
This is behind the sanctity of the paywall.
And you sent it to somebody.
And you,
Rude.
God damn it.
Rude.
Anyway, we have 2 comments left. Well, one comment.
One
left.
comment left.
One comment. And where is it from? This is not from the Patreon.
No, this is not from the Patreon specifically. I want to tell you something about a secret.
Oh.
Okay, so if you're a Patreon member, we actually provide a link to our Patreon members to watch the YouTube ad-free.
Oh.
So if you prefer YouTube, now I'm a YouTube girly with my podcast.
Yeah.
I like to open my iPad because I'm old.
Yeah.
And I put it above the sink and then I do the dishes, right? And so I'm watching my podcast on a YouTube and then I can look up and see images and stuff, right? And a lot of people do that, but they don't want the ads because they're paying for a Patreon membership.
Yes.
So we provide a YouTube link
Private
that's
link.
ad-free, private link. But the thing is, there are secret YouTube Patreon comments that are just there. And we found them one day. We're like, oh my God, people are commenting on this.
Yeah, people are commenting
we
here.
We didn't even know what was happening.
And here's one thing I want to point out is on this one, not only does it not have the ad reads, where we talk about all the different wonderful products like Brooklyn Bedding and others that have been helping us for years, and helping, bring this show to you guys.
Yep.
It also removes the YouTube ads themselves that are inputted by YouTube. So you don't want to get ICE ads? Go join the Patreon and then you can go watch us on YouTube without those. But on top of that too, I do also want to say there is a way that you can listen to our audio on your favorite podcasting apps by using an RSS feed through the Patreon. Because some people don't like listening to our show on the Patreon app itself.
Yeah.
They prefer Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Pocket Cast, or any of the other myriad. There is an RSS feed button that you can pull that you can then upload to your favorite podcasting apps, so then you can listen to us and get the drops at the same exact time as everyone else. So I just want to let everybody know that's out there. That's an option. You can just look up, how do I get podcast RSS, Patreon podcast RSS onto Apple Podcasts or wherever it is you listen to. And it is very easy instructions. So with that being said, that huge addendum, before we get to the final comment of this after party.
From the secret YouTube.
From the secret YouTube.
Okay, so 2Raven86 commented, wait. Twitter can't be worse than 4chan, can it? I remember 4chan in the mid-aughts. It was /B/ad.
That's B-board bad.
Okay, I still have nightmares about some of the stuff I saw on there. Okay.
And to that, which I will say, let me comment to that.
I don't know.
So to 2Ravens86, it depends on what we're talking about for bad. What I'm talking about is the insane racism. The insane racism is equal today as that. You're talking about literal death. It's also still there, but you have to look for that on Twitter. On 4chan, especially on the B board, B was random. Oh. You would scroll and it would be like racism, anime boobs, man being murdered.
Oh.
And it was just like a feed of that. Twitter has turned into
This
that.
is why y'all are so brain broken. You were looking at that?
We weren't looking at it. We were having it flashed at us.
That's not good.
Yeah, it was
That's
like the
not good
Clockwork
for your
Orange meme.
brain.
We're having our
Yes.
eyes held open.
That's not good for your
No,
brain.
it wasn't good for the brain.
Yeah.
But in the stuff that was quarantined there and that was specific for 4chan users and you could like kind of spot them in the wild has now been normalized. So the people who were doing that shit,
Yeah.
they are now doing it openly on Twitter and then they are hanging out with Congress people. Or working for them. Like a lot of them are congressional staffers. If you look at the Department of Homeland Security.
Laura Loomer's at the Pentagon right now.
But it's not even just Laura Loomer. It's actually the people around Laura Loomer, these 19-year-old, 20-year-old guys who are now standing in and claiming that they're Pentagon journalists. Yeah. They're actually just old school. They're actually just back in the day would have been a 4chan
poster. They don't have their frontal lobe yet.
No, but they also have never gotten real life pushback. So like that guy who got slapped in the face for being a Nazi.
Yeah.
Like these type of moments are a huge push in the fact that these guys don't, because they're not getting any pushback from it on Twitter to that extent anymore. If they are, they just ignore it.
Yeah.
But it's the same thing on 4chan. Like you had to go slog in there. So 4chan got Nazi barred the same way Twitter has.
Okay.
And is being completely propped up by Elon Musk, who is the saddest Nazi of them all.
Yeah.
All right. So with that though.
Okay, so then to Raven 86, that was
the
original.
first
That was the
comment.
original comment. But then they responded to themselves.
Yes.
And they responded to themselves and said, royal purple comes from Tyrian purple, which was a reddish purple dye in the Mediterranean by making taking the tiny gland out of snails. It took literally thousands of snails to dye a single garment. This was the dye the Roman emperors used in their togas. It was pricey as hell, even more than indigo.
Yeah, there we go.
I picked this because this is like the perfect representation of our comment section, which is like 4chan was crazy. Also, did you know this?
Yeah, I know. It totally
which
is.
is our podcast at the end of the day.
It totally is.
Our podcast says, look at this board about Epstein. But also, did you know the history of this thing?
Did you guys see this thing over here in the corner?
Yeah.
But yeah, this has been the after. And now typically, usually the after parties are a little bit shorter.
Yeah.
And then this is usually where we give the shout outs. We're going to save those for our first after party of the new year when we get back from
We're going to
our
come
break.
back refreshed.
We're going to come back refreshed. We're going to come back feeling different.
Yeah.
We're going to come back without Dick Chaney because he's still dead. And we just want to say here at the end of the year, what we're thankful for the most is you guys, the listeners, the Patreons, the viewers on YouTube, but especially the commenters.
Yes,
because
absolutely.
There's times, and also the people who send us items in the P.O. box.
Yo,
I forgot to mention it earlier.
The letters and the cards.
We just got these two beautiful paintings
oh my
of
God.
us.
Can we talk about the lasagna?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I love it.
And the wonderful letters we get that are sent to our P.O. box, which is always down in the description. Guys, just thank you so much for everything that you've done for us.
Thank you for inspiring us to keep doing this.
And can I say something to you, Mrs. P?
Yeah.
Thank you for coming on camera.
Oh.
Yeah. It's been a lot. It's been a lot. But there's times where I think of I was sitting right over there by myself and you were sitting over there across the room. And in these last 3 months, having you next to me on camera has made it feel like just different and better in the best way.
Absolutely.
And thank you for being
It's been really scary and fun.
It has been scary and fun. It has been scary and
Just
fun.
like 2025, scary and fun.
I don't know about the fun part for all of 2025, but scary, it definitely has it. So once again, thank you to everybody. Like, subscribe. If you want more of this type of content, join us at pearlmania500.net. And you can also get the Food Idiot over there. More coming. A lot of big ideas and big thoughts for 2026. See y'all soon.
Pearlmania, 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 Pearlmania.
500.net. You gotta hold still. You gotta hold it still so that way it looks cool in the shot.